Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into today's Words of Wisdom. Today's was sent out in our emails on July 4th, and I quote, once you recognize your limits, you will find that you can overcome them. From The Laws of Happiness by Master Ryuho Okawa. Thank you, Lord God. Alright, so this was already used in the past once or twice, but it's such an important sentence, so I'd like to go over it again. Once you recognize your limits, you can overcome them. So recognizing your limits is a crucial discipline, I feel, for those of us who are likely to become tengus. A tengu is like it's an actual spiritual entity that exists in the spirit world. I guess in the Western world, it's like a long-nosed goblin. But the tendency of these tengus, in the spirit world, it's what you think turns out into their appearances. And looking from their appearance, you can see what kind of mentality that entity has. But a tengu, looking at it observing from its outer appearances, one thing that you can understand is that they're very haughty or arrogant. So if you're arrogant, there is no progress, right? But recognizing your limits, going back to today's Words of Wisdom, that helps us become humble. And humility and modesty is the surefire way for us to be able to continue to grow. Unless we're modest or humble, we will not make further efforts. And this world of democracy is a harsh world for continuously being successful. You can become successful for a short period of time, but in a world of democracy, everyone can make efforts, and anyone born from anywhere can become a success, which means there are that many rivals. So it's hard to stay afloat and be in the world of success in a democratic world. Hence, it's very, very important for us to continue making efforts. And in order to continue making efforts, we shouldn't cap our own abilities by ourselves by becoming arrogant. We should always feel that there is a never-ending growth that's needed and necessary for us. And that's why, once you recognize your limits, we will stop being tengus, and we'll become modest, and then we'll start making efforts. Once you recognize your limits, that's when you can start changing your lifestyle to a more regulated way in which you study every day, or you work on yourself every day, you try to improve yourself every day. You make those kind of efforts because you know your limits. But if you don't know your limits, it's easy to slack off. That's why knowing your limits is actually very strong. That is when we can start making efforts to change our future. That will be it for today. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.